Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to make a quick video talking about Yu Yu Hakusho and sort of my first thoughts. Before I get into anything, though, I wanted to go ahead and at least say that I never really watched Yu Yu Hakusho before. This is my first time, and back in the day when it was coming out, uh, or at least from what I remember when it was airing in the U.S. This is just from what I remember. I could be wrong. It may have been earlier, but I remember it coming out in like 2002 or 2003. So I was probably 12 or 13 at the time. I was born in '89, for those of you who are wondering. So it was somewhere around when I was 12 or 13 when it first came out. And I just wanted to go ahead and talk about that and give my first thoughts. Uh, but before I do, I want to go ahead and like kind of do a backstory. Back then, when it came out, it was the first show that I remember that actually swore on television, which I thought was kind of crazy. Um, and like I said, I was only about 12 or 13 when I'd seen this, so I thought that was real surprising. Um, the show did air on Adult Swim, and I couldn't really watch it back in the day because of my school schedule, on how I kind of had to go to bed at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and, by that time, all these shows would be on, and I could never stay up late enough to watch them. I'd be so tired. Um, I just happened to watch this. I think I either woke up in the middle of the night or I just happened to be up late. I honestly don't remember. Again, because it's been about 10 years ago. But I do remember seeing it on TV, and it was crazy. I'd heard them swear, and I just couldn't picture that. I couldn't imagine what I was seeing because I'd never recalled, that I believe that was the first time I'd ever even seen Adult Swim either. I didn't know what it was. And it wasn't the first time like I ever heard a cartoon swear. Like I've heard The Simpsons and South Park and all that, but I'm just talking like an anime show. Like I never thought an anime show, something that's like Pokemon or Dragon Ball or whatever back in the day, they never swore, as far as I knew anyway. And I just thought it was kind of crazy that they swore on the show, and I always kind of wanted to watch it, but again, like I said, with my schedule, I just couldn't. I couldn't watch it. It was always on way too late, and it was really annoying. And so I always put off watching it. And about 3 years ago or so, I did a playthrough of Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament on PS2 when I was doing playthroughs and stuff. And back then, it was a request game, and after I'd posted the video, apparently not too many people had even really seen the video on YouTube because I started getting a lot of views for it, and a lot of people asked me if I seen the show or what I think about this or that. And I honestly really hadn't seen any of the show other than the game that I played, and that one little clip of Kuwabara with his like laser sword thing or whatever, his spirit sword, and he said like "damn it" or something, and I couldn't believe it. He said "damn it" on the cartoon. And I was just like, "Holy crap! I can't believe he just said that." And so that was one of the things that I always knew of Yu Yu Hakusho, but I never really got really into it. And I knew it was in Shonen Jump and all this because this kid uh, in middle school, he always brought these like Shonen Jump magazines. He always brought them to school, and he had all these Dragon Ball Z trading cards and all this other stuff. And he had a whole slew of Shonen Jump stuff. And so I would see stuff like Yu Yu Hakusho, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that show. That's the show where they swore. And I just thought it was really cool. So for the longest time, I've never also had internet access at my house. And so I never really could watch it online either. And the places I did have online internet access to, they were places like my school, like the college, but they have really slow internet, and there's no way I could watch it online. It just take way too long, and the videos wouldn't buffer fast enough, and so I never really tried that. And then the other day, I just decided I would do it. I was trying to think of some stuff I could do for 2013 to, I always try and think each year goals I have to set, stuff that, aside from just real life stuff, just personal hobby stuff. stuff I want to get done, stuff I want to complete, certain games. Like last year, I was completing Resident Evil games and things like that, and I completed a whole list of stuff on my shelf on my PS3 and various shows that I was watching. Like I wanted to see the new Beavis and Butthead and all this other stuff. And this year, I just started the list off with Yu Yu Hakusho the other day, and around the beginning of this year, I was sick for a while, so I really couldn't do a whole lot. So within this last week or so, this has really been like one of the first real weeks where I've felt really pumped up and energized and not sick anymore. And I just started to kind of crank out and do some stuff, and I thought, oh, I'll just start with like Yu Yu Hakusho or something. So I did. Um, Overall, I've seen the first couple episodes. I've seen up to episode 11 or 12. Um, Hopefully there won't be anyone spoiling anything in the comments. I probably should have wrote that or said that before, but I'll probably make an annotation or something. Well, knowing me, I'll forget. But anyway, I just hope I don't want anything spoiled necessarily, just because. Um, Another thing I guess I should ask people who are probably looking into this video if they've seen the show and have an opinion, or if they haven't seen the show and they want my thoughts, or have seen the show and want my thoughts. Here it is. One thing I would like to ask if anyone has seen both, is the Japanese dub better or as good as the English dub? Because I really like the English dub. I really do. Um, I always prefer to watch the English dub if I can, but I know a lot of certain sites like they don't have it because it's like, oh well, copyright issues and all that. But if it's like Japanese dub, they don't really care because they're not licensing it here for America. I'm not entirely sure how that all works. But a lot of times I see a lot of Japanese dub online that you can watch for free, and English dub is not so much. Now, for Dragon Ball Z, I really like the English dub, but I honestly can't stand Goku's Japanese voice actor, and I just don't think a lot of the Japanese voices fit personally. Maybe I just haven't watched enough of it, but for the little bit of Dragon Ball Z I did watch in Japanese, I could tell you right now, I would not sit through 100 something episodes of Goku's voice like that, or anyone. So, like, I don't know. I just, I guess I'm asking, is Yu Yu Hakusho like that bad? Like Goku Japanese voice annoying? I didn't mind him having that voice as Kid Goku, but not as adult Goku. It's too weird. Uh, that's not to say I don't like Japanese dub or despise Japanese dub. I will watch Japanese dub, but if it comes to a point like that, I would just highly prefer the English dub. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say is at or ask if the Yu Yu Hakusho anime is good to watch in Japanese. Another question I would have for the people who might be watching this, um, is the manga, if they've ever read that, if that's any good, if it's better than the show. Sometimes people say the manga is better than the anime on certain things, and some people just like the anime feel. I know there are some people who just don't like to read. Um, I don't mind reading manga, but I personally would rather just watch the show. I can get the same gist out of the whole thing. If the show does not have an anime adaptation, though, I don't mind reading it. So, I just figured I'd put those thoughts out there as well. But as for me, like I said, I've only got up to about episode 11 or 12. Um, and I don't really know much about the show, but I'm hoping it'll be pretty good. Um, So yeah, I just wanted to give my first thoughts. So far, it's been really good. I really like the whole 80s, 90s-ish anime, the art style and all that. It just seems more, I don't know, real, or maybe it's just because it's from my generation, I'm not sure. But that's what I really enjoy. Like I enjoy shows like Pokemon, just the old stuff though. Pokemon, Dragon Ball, I mean, even going as far as to say like Sailor Moon. I know that's more of a girly kind of show, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to give examples, of older anime that's still good, you know. Um, I'm not very well versed in anime. I apologize. You know, I've only seen mostly just stuff on television. Like I have seen some stuff. I mean, I'm sure if you guys have ever seen any of my room tours or anything I've ever talked about anime, you know sort of what I've seen. But I mainly watch fighting anime, and I really like Dragon Ball Z. Naruto's okay. I haven't gotten very far in it again because I buy the DVDs because for the longest time I haven't had internet to watch a lot of this stuff for free. Um, Beyond that, I've also seen stuff like Bleach, which I'm not too big of a fan of. I always kind of thought it was, even though I haven't really seen this show, like Yu Yu Hakusho, that much, I always kind of felt it was like a kind of a rip-off of it. I could be wrong because I haven't seen that much of Bleach, but that's kind of what I always thought of it as. I just kind of thought, it seems like Yu Yu Hakusho, it seems kind of like it's ripping it off, but again, I could be wrong. Um, but I just never found a big interest in Bleach. I know there's a lot of people out there that like it, but I never found myself to be a big Bleach fan, and it's not that I don't like the show or like the characters. I didn't have the same level of interest that I did with like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and even this Yu Yu Hakusho show that I've just started watching. I've only watched season one of Bleach, and then I just kind of stopped. I have the first two seasons on DVD, but I only watched the first one. I didn't even watch the second one. I just really wasn't interested. So maybe it gets better. Maybe it just kind of has a slow start. I'm not entirely sure, but me personally, I've kind of found it almost to be like a rip off of this, because they kind of have the whole spirit thing. They hunt demons and whatnot. I just thought it was kind of copycat sort of thing. But that's really all I have to say about that. I'm sure Bleach or whatever is mostly different when it gets towards the end. Who knows? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really watched much of it. But that's all I really wanted to do is make a quick video on my thoughts on this whole Yu Yu Hakusho thing, and that I've really enjoyed it, and I really enjoy the voice acting. There hasn't been a voice actor that's disappointed me yet. With maybe the exception of like one of those side characters or something that's in the show for an episode, but you know, that's to be expected. But anyway, I just thought I'd make that quick video, and I will catch you guys later. Rate and comment. Thanks for listening, and peace.